boys and girls, it's Know It Time! Know It Time!
Nope. Alright guys, here we go. So today, I'm going to teach you stuff that's going to build from grade 8s. Now you haven't done grade 8s in about 3 years. So this will be a good refresher. In grade 8, you learn something called unit price. Okay. Yep, you're going to write this down. Under the notes in your package, there's a notes section. Okay, write it there for me, please. I gave you some room for the notes section. You're going to write something called unit price. Yep. Now, unit price really means this. Money over something. Now, I know it sounds vague, but really the main idea behind this is this. Star. Money always go on top. Always. When you work with unit price, money always go on top. Okay? Money on my mind on my money. Remember that. Just remember that. I should become a rapper. Steal that line from somewhere. Okay? Money always goes on top. There's no exceptions to that rule. So if I give you, let's look through your note package right now. This is going to be, there we go.
What was the song and the test yesterday?
Oh, I forgot, the internet didn't work. So here is, let's give you an example. So comparing rates, remember, money always goes on top when you work with rates. So here, I have, let's look at your first example, number 1. Find the unit price of aloe vera if it costs $2.89 for 1.1 liter. Now, some of you, I've give you aloe vera to try it already. How many of you tried aloe vera before? 1, 2, 3.
What is aloe vera?
You haven't tried aloe vera? That juice thing I brought. How many? If you want to try it later, I'll give you guys a zip of it, and you're gonna try it. Aloe vera is this plant. They chop it up, and then what it is if you have a sunburn, you rub that on your skin, and it helps you with sunburn. So some company in Asia thought, hey, what if I chop it up and let people drink it? Sounds disgusting, but then so they did this, and it turns to be a popular hit in Asia. So they started importing this stuff into Canada, and right now it started with T&T. Now it's spread to Walmart, PriceSmart, Superstore. All of them carry it now, because those starting to become. And this green bottle, I'll show you what it is. It's a drink. So if you want a taste of it, I'm gonna give you a taste of it. So here's aloe vera. It's called 1.1 liter. Okay. And if you go to T&T, this bottle cost me around $2.89.
It's got chunks in it.
Yeah, that's where the good stuff are. That's the chunks in it are plants. So this is aloe vera. If you want to taste it, I'm gonna give you guys a taste of it. It will make you refresh after a game. This will refresh you because it wakes you up. So I'm gonna show you how to do this.
It tastes like Korea.
It's like, of course. Here we go. Find the unit rates. If aloe vera costs $2 for 1.1 liter, the reason we got to find unit rate is really we want to compare. So create your formula. Unit rate equals to, guys, gals, there's always something on your mind. Money. Money on my mind on my money. Remember that. I'm gonna release my DVD soon. DVD. Rapper no. Called N unit. Forget about V unit. It's all about N unit these days. Should have a T-shirt that says N unit. 289 divided by 1.1. Guys, gals, grab your calculator. Find the unit price. Yep, it's on my desk somewhere. Grab it. So let's clear all this stuff up. 2.89 divided by 1.1 gives you 2.6. So what does this really mean? This means this. It costs you $2.62 for 1 liter. Unit rate means it gives you to 1 something per liter. So 1 liter will cost you $2.62. Guys and gals, this is what we're going to do for the next chapter. Same as snow. Are you kidding me? Oh, please, is that hardest part? No. This is a build up to it. Because I'm going to ask you part 2. My other favorite store is Fruticana. Fruticana Gianna. You gotta love that store. Okay. Now, Fruticana is selling Evian water. Does anyone know what the true meaning of Evian water is? It's naive. It's naive spelled backwards. Because people who buy all these water bottles are actually naive. Because they're saying, laughing at you guys for paying $2 to buy water when you get it for free.
Wow.
That's why they name it Evian water. It's actually naive water. And people buy like mad and they don't realize it. Seriously. So next time you look at an Evian water, it's actually naive water, spelled backwards. Yep. And they have commercials and people like, oh my gosh, I want to buy it. But they don't realize that. See? But how many of you realize that? None of you did. Guys, here's your question. Fruticana is selling Evian water for $1.25 for 555 milliliters. My other favorite store, T&T, represent, gotta represent my culture, is selling same water at a price of $2.10 for 1.2 liter. Which store is cheaper? This is the reason why we need to use unit rates. Without unit rates, you can't compare. Now, before you start, I'm gonna give you a few minutes. There's a catch to this. Figure out what the difference is. Yep. There's two things. Either convert this into milliliters or convert this into liters. You choose what you want to do. Personally, I prefer to convert this into milliliters. Okay? So let's convert. Convert, because you have to do the same to ml. If you want to taste of my aloe vera, let me know. I'm going to have cups ready for you guys. It is refreshing. You may need a drink. Some of you may need a drink after you see your mark, so some of you may need the bottle after you see your mark. Sorry?
But you have to see my mark on the gonna be some crowded close one.
Anybody want to try some aloe vera you haven't tried some before?
You're hooking up back here, man.
Guys, gals, come up, try some aloe vera. This is aloe vera.
No.
Lotion.
Here, back here. Come and deliver that, Mr. Brown. You have your vodka bottle?
Yep, that's it, guys. I know a cup soon. Can I hear it? Vodka, please, no, guys. This is just, it's tasty aloe vera. It's refreshing. That's it. I have no more.
Mr. Brown, I'm okay.
It's refreshing.
Mr.
Try
Brown,
this.
Mr. Brown.
Guys, Adelaide, you're cracking. Aloe vera, $2.89. Same price as I advertised.
They don't flavor it. It's just straight the taste of aloe vera.
That's it? Yep.
Because my mom has like an aloe vera plant growing like that at home.
No, you don't chop it up and drink it. No, that tastes nasty. Please don't do that. Alright, here we go, guys. First thing, I have to find the unit price. Now, there's two stores, so let's do this. Fruticana Gianna. Fruticana. Because it's actually Fruticana di Gianna. It is. It's Gianna, right? Gianna. And TNT. Guys and gals, find the unit price for each one. Okay. So you go 1. Private car. 555. Okay, so let's do this. I don't know which one's cheaper. You go 1.25 divided by 5555, and you get 0.002. 0.002 per milliliter. This means it costs you 0.2 cents for 1 drop of water. We're going to do the same for TNT. There's no difference to it. So 210 divided by, now here's the catch. Evan, what goes on the bottom? Not 1.2. Not, sorry? 1200 is correct. Because we got to make sure your units are the same. And there's, if you forget, there's 1 liter equals to 1,000 milliliters. Because it'd be 1200 because it's 1.2 liters. 1.2 is really 1200. Guys, go ahead, divide it, and you get your answer. So 210 divided by 1200. And you get 0.00175. 0.00175 per. If you do it in liters, then you got to convert this to liters. That 555, so it'll be 0.555. Okay. So either way, you have to convert. The units have to be the same regardless. So guys, gals, if I look at this, I know. Look at this. This is slightly cheaper, and therefore TNT is a better place to go to for this question. TNT is cheaper. And right now, you're actually paying water for water, whereas you can get it for free. What's the difference between tap water and that water? Tap water is actually a bit more better for you.
Is it?
Yep. Because it has more nutrients in there.
You have that one tap that cleans it.
Yep.
No, you know what's the best one is the foggy.
Try next one on your own. Natasha can buy a 12-kilogram turkey from her local butcher for $42.89.
You don't know what you do with that.
Your question is this: which place is better, her butcher or the supermarket? Try this one. Number 3. I don't know. That's where you figure it out.
Well, how many people don't you figure it out? You just know it's the butcher.
No, you got to show me the work. And again, this is called unit comparison. You got to compare the units. How do you convert? A lot of people are having trouble with unit converting. Okay. Think about how you're going to do this. This is the key. And then after this, I'll show you some videos that I saw on YouTube on cars, which I thought was a joke.
That's all we're doing?
No, we're going to analyze the video on YouTube. And then we're going to have a worksheet for you. And I'm going to take a break. After lunch, we have something else planned.
Tokyo Drift?
Tokyo Drift, yeah.
Tokyo Drift?
We're gonna watch Fast and Furious. After analyzing cars.
No, that's what the movie with comes out. The chick has the
Here we go.
There's no Speedy. She's unicorn.
Now, I have a 12-kilogram turkey. Guys, settle down. Parkour. The question is this: how much would it cost at her local supermarket if it charges $1.49 per pound? Before you can actually do this, you got to convert unit conversions. Convert 12 kilograms into pounds right now. Okay. And a lot of you are going to... Sorry? Are you going to multiply or divide? Multiply, good. So you go 12 kilograms times 2.2. Because I want to know how many pounds that is. So go for it. 12 times 2.2 give you 26.4 pounds. So this turkey is 26.4 pounds. How much does it cost at the supermarket? Well, the supermarket charges $1.49 per pound. Figure out what you're going to do from there. Not divide it. Nope. You times it. Because the reason is, I have 26.4, so go 26.4 times 1.49. And you go ahead and get your answer. Times 1.49 get you $39.34. This is all about unit conversion. You have to be able to convert your units. So guys and gals, the market is better. Market is better. This is the sort of thing you'd be given on your exams, what to do. They're going to say compare this and that, which place is cheaper, and explain why. Before I give you your package, I got a few more questions for you to try out, and the next one is called fuel economy. Sleeka, that's the hottest car around right now. When you buy a car, back in a few years ago, I think 10 years ago, the price of gas, I remember, was around 76 cents per liter. Back then, people didn't care about what kind of car they have. They buy SUVs, but what happens now, the price of gas is hitting about $1.30, $1.40. People now don't want to buy SUVs, so all the SUV companies are losing money. There's actually a really, really big car company that went bankrupt because they invested onto SUVs. GM. GM, what happened, got greedy. GM says, hey, we make more on SUVs than cars. So GM put all their money into building SUVs. They push SUVs like there's no tomorrow. And when the gas price went up, people stopped buying SUVs. So what happened now? So GM declared bankruptcy, and they begged people to loan them money to bail them out. And GM, long time ago, started an electric car company, back in 1960 something, I believe. It works, but the problem was that it worked so well that somehow they mysteriously destroyed all their cars. They destroyed every single one of them. And the theory behind it is all the oil companies, what they did is they paid GM $2 billion to destroy every car they have. To destroy the electric cars, yep. And the reason why is because if the electric cars became successful back then, oil companies would go bankrupt. So the theory, so there's conspiracy theory, says the oil companies pool their money together, give GM a huge amount of money, and GM destroyed every single one of the cars. There's no prototypes available.
If GM was able to come up with like the perfect electric car
Yep.
back in 1960, how come no one's come up with a better one?
Because they destroyed all their blueprints. Nope, they destroyed everything.
Make the best electric car in the world, you could probably
Okay.
make more than $2 billion.
But back then, see, if they had improved on their technology, they would have electric cars now. And then there was actually a movie about it. It's called Who Destroyed the Electric Car? And the result was there's no more cars. So GM, ever since GM went bankrupt, people started looking and say, why did you destroy the electric cars? And because of that, the CEO was fired. And he actually was fired from, so we have a new CEO now. And the new CEO says, okay, we're going to focus now on electric cars. So that's why there's a huge push. GM actually released an electric car, or hybrid car, the Chevy Volt. But the problem with the Chevy Volt is it's catching fire. There's results of the batteries on fire, so they stopped production, and it's being investigated by the government in the U.S. The Chevy Volt. So there's an investigation in the battery now.
So in the 1960s, they created an electric car and they killed it off.
Yep, they killed it off because no one knows the true reason why. But the reason why, because they had theories behind the oil company being their sole. Nope, they didn't say they destroyed it. They put all the electric cars in compactor and they hit the button and crush.
Just like chemical companies destroy hemp.
This destroy cures and all this stuff. The reason why? They lose money. Because if there's ever a true cure for cancer, all the drug companies would go bankrupt. So there's a conspiracy theory that says that people are not really looking for a cure. They're looking for ways to prolong the disease. Because if they discover a cure, all the drug companies would go bankrupt. And that's the reason why cures can't be discovered. Or that's a conspiracy theory.
That's what they're talking about for AIDS. Like, apparently the government has a cure for AIDS and just not giving it because they make so much money.
Yep, AIDS, cancer, AIDS, but that's just conspiracy theory. No one knows the true reason. But the real reason, because we're not there yet. Here we go. Fuel economy. When you buy a car, people these days focus on fuel economy because they want to know how much your car requires. So there's a formula. It's called gas use divided by kilometers driven. That's a very, very simple concept. So this is called the formula for fuel efficiency. Efficiency. Very, very simple concept. Gas used divided by how far you drove. There's actually a car I actually saw on YouTube, just came out in Europe. It costs not as much as Bugatti, but it costs $1.8 million. Oh, is there? And I don't know. And the problem with this car is it's so rare that they only produce 15 of these cars. 15. And only 2 of them will be sent to the United States, so it's like a collector's edition. But the fuel economy for that car is, you can imagine how much gas it takes up. 1.8 million. It's, I'm going to load up for you in a second. But before I find the video, you're going to try this one. Remember this, the more expensive a car is, the more gas you need. Try this one. I'm going to show you all that stuff. Guys, gals, try number 4 for me. Go. Just remember, the more expensive a car is, the more money you need to feed it. So Toyota Celica. So the more expensive a car is, the more money you need to feed for gas. So when I buy my car, if I'm going to travel a lot, I know I can't spend a lot of money on it.
Looks like you had a good buy with that Celica.
I did. A Celica, my car actually costs 50 liters, and every single week, so a week and a half, I travel 489 kilometers to work. That's how far I go. Every week and a half.
You do that math from your, like,
Yeah, I do. It takes me 21 kilometers from my house to school. I travel here about 7 times before I refill it up. I actually did the math already. And every time I fill up gas, it takes me about 50 liters.
How long does it take?
It takes me about 35 to 40 minutes.
50-liter tank.
Yep, 55 liter, 50.
How many K you have on?
I have 146,000 right now. So guys, gals, true story. An Escalade requires a bit more. Fuel efficiency. Let's do this. FE. All you're going to do is take your gas, divide by your kilometer. So you go 50 divided by 489. Okay, nothing too bad. Now, you have another one. This is my Celica. Let's do this. 50 divided by 489.1. Which means it takes 0.1 0.1, let's do this at 0.10 for now.
I've got 0.102 and 0.109.
Yep, 0.102. And Escalade 30 divided by 275. That gives me 30 divided by 275, 0.109. It's almost the same. Okay. But Celica edges out slightly more. This has a better fuel efficiency by slightly. Okay. There, I'm going to show you. There's in all the new Honda Civics. I was watching a video on Honda Civics before, and the new 2012. There's actually an efficiency meter. If you go up above a certain thing, your car flashes green, says you're doing a good job. If the moment your car takes up too much gas, it says you're doing a bad job. It goes to purple. And it calculates how does it work? Same exact formula I just showed you. They calculate how much fuel is left, how much you spend, and they do the prediction. And this is a formula that the computer does.
So it's just there to make you feel bad.
Yeah, exactly. So you try to save your fuel efficiency. So guys, try the next one. And after that, I'm going to load up some videos and give you your package to try on. Number 5. Mario made a road trip on his new Honda Civic. The new one looks pretty nice. Before he sets off on his trip, he sets the meter to 0. The question is this. Which part of the trip was he the most fuel efficient? Fill up 1 or fill up 2? This is what you got to figure out. So while you're working on that, I'm going to load up some videos for you. And you're going to see the new Honda Civic and how they measure the fuel efficiency. Alright guys, first of all, let's do this. Figure out your fuel efficiency for trip 1. The first part of the trip. So you go 645. Ooh, nope. So you go 48 divided by 645. And what do you get? 0.7? 0.074. Okay. That's what you get. Now, here's the second part. The trip part 2, I'm going to show you where students make errors. They go 32.1 divided by 1037. This is the error. This is not 1037. Think about what goes through here. 392. How do you get 392?
Subtract 645.
Yep. See, because you're continuing on. So you got to subtract 645. And which gives you 32.1 divided by 392. Punch in your calculator. And you're going to see which is a better more fuel efficient. 0.089? You said? let me just do this. Why do you have to subtract it?
Yeah.
So because this is your total distance kilometer. You fill up here at 6:45, and then you travel again to 10:37. So the distance you traveled really is 392. Okay. So go 32.1 divided by 392.081. So in reality, trip 1, the first part of the trip was more fuel efficient. Part 1 was more fuel efficient. While you're working on your package, I'm going to load up some videos and you're going to see this new Honda Civic and what this meter does. It measures your fuel efficiency. So guys, we're going to take a break from our lesson and we're going to work on your... Another type of question you'll be given on your exams is called analyzing graphs. So take a look at your notes on analyzing graphs, the third page. Okay? You should have a graph that looks very, very similar to this. And they ask you, describe a scenario that could be used to represent this graph. On the Y position, you have meters. On the X position, you have time. Okay? In a question like this, you have to find slope. I'm going to show you, so write a few notes down outside. Okay? So in this sort of scenario, you need to find something called slope. Back in grade 10, we did this already for the slope. There's a formula for slope. Rise over run. Very, very simple stuff. Okay?
Is there another spot where it's supposed to be writing this down?
Yep. You take a look. Grab your package. This one. Nope. There on your third page. There is a blank page on the graphs. You should be looking this one in your note package. That's wrong package. Wrong package, Norman. Now, if I look at this, my rise, we're going to write down meter. Okay. My run is time, which is seconds, which is meters per second. Hey, this is speed. So in a lot of these graphs, you got to look at your y and x axis. So in reality, the slope of this is speed. Okay. So you're going to make some markings on your graph. Let's put a dot right here. Yep. Right here. Dot right here. It's kind of fainted, so I'm going to highlight it for you. There's one there. One there. So every corner of these has a little dot. Okay, every one of those. Yep. We're going to just label this as A.
Is that ending in dot?
Yep, there's a dot right here too. Now, we'll call this B, C, D, and, this is D, and finally E. Okay. A is 0, 0, right here. A. Very, very simple. So if I look at there from A to B, so what they want you to do is find out what happens from A to B. So we're going to go A, B. Guys, gals, find the slope from A to B for me, please. What's your speed going to be? And you're going to tell me a story. You can come up with your own story. What happens? So here's A, here's B. Rise over run. Yep, 20 over 4. Which is just 5, write down meters per second.
Isn't this almost just like unit conversion too, though?
It is. This whole chapter is unit conversion. That's what I said. This unit really is the chance for you to boost up your marks. This is grade 8 stuff, or grade 9. BC. Find the slope for BC. 0. Because you go 20 minus 20 over 6 minus 4 gives you 0 meters per second. Okay. Find the slope for CD. And if you're lost, remember, we take 2 points. We take this point right here, your y number, which is 40, minus the y coordinate here, which is 20. So let's do this now. 40 minus 20 over your run. I'm going to make it your life simpler, we'll call this 10. Because I want to make your life easier for now. So we'll call this 10, and we'll call this 6. It's just rise over run, which is 10 minus 6. No, we take our second point minus our first point. So the top number, which is 40, minus 20, then x run, 10 minus 6. and you get your number, which is 4. 4. Hang on. So you go 20 meters per second. Whoop, 20 divided by 4, which is 5. Finally, you got one more point to do. D to E.
You have to put that middle part 20 over 4.
20 over 4, no. I'm just showing you the work. So from once you have all your points, you're going to tell me a story of what could happen. Okay? So D to E. Again, we take our last points, not the highest one. Here's our last point. 20, no, not 12. Minus 40. Okay, watch what we're going to do.
It can never be negative.
It could be negative. It will be negative. Yep. Then you go 12. See, this is my run. So which is 12 minus 10. Oh, this is 40. Here, the reason why is I have to use the second point. My second coordinate for E is 20 for the Y. Agree? So 20 minus 40. You got to use your second point. So this is negative 20 over 2, which gives you negative 10 meters per second. Here's my speed. Your job is to tell me a story. What happened? Come up with your own story. Yeah, this is what you marks you. There's a story. They're going to say, what happened here?
Guy was driving. Hit a red light.
Yep.
Drove somewhere.
And then what about the minus 10?
Took the wrong way and went back. Took the wrong way.
Exactly. You come up with your own story. Yep.
Any story.
Any story. This works. Okay. So the story has to match my diagram. So here's what my story. So guys, here's my story. A to B. Okay. The guy was probably jogging. Okay. He's jogging at 5 meters per second. Yep, you can tell me exactly what happened in each location. Then, all of a sudden, he stops B to C. Maybe he's tired. He's tired. And he takes a short rest for a bit. Okay. After a short rest, C to D. Jogs again. Jogs again. Okay. And finally, a lot of people have trouble with this minus sign. D to E, he went back home. He jogged home. Because when you go backwards, your time is actually going back home. He jogged home. And here's the classic story. On exam, worth around 4 marks. Sorry?
Did you say he jogged halfway home?
Oh yeah, he jogged halfway home. But this is only part of the story. On your booklet, there's other stories you have to come up with. And this is the other things you got to do. One last thing, and we're done for today. The last thing is called some more unit conversions. The last sheet. Let's look at your last sheet, unit conversions. I want you to do this on your own. 1. At Esso, the last time I filled up my gas was $1.26 per liter. Yep. I have one of those cards. I have 1,680 points right now. And that's enough for $10 of free gas. That's what it is. It took me a year. I spent $1,600 to get $10 back. You guys, gals, your task is figure out which is which. Guys, get cracking. Okay. Number 1. Try it. So every single week and a half, I fill up. I did. I use myself. This is actually. I actually fill up about 55 liters of gas every week and a half, and the last time I filled it up cost me $1.26 dead on. Okay. And my car can hold about 50 to 55 liters.
1.26 times 55.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what? That's all you have to do. Well, why is it so hard? Here's the reason why. This is a build-up to what you're going to need. So 1.26 times 55. 68.75. Okay. Nope. So here is how much it would cost to fill up my car every single week and a half. Wait, what's going on? No. Try again. Oh, well, hang on. I used a point. My calculator's wrong. 69.3. Whoop. Yep. Owning a car is very, very pricey. No, that's the cheapest gas. Here's the next question. Now, a lot of people, what they do, hang on guys. A lot of people, what they do is this. They don't go to the nearest gas station to their house. There's actually a site that people actually send in the price of every gas around the country. And you can actually find the price of gas nearest, that's the cheapest where you live. And this gas site is called GasBuddy. No, GasBuddy. On GasBuddy, what you're going to do is you type in your address. And they list the price. So I typed in my area gas in Vancouver. And they list the cheapest gas in your area. So if you look at my area right now, the cheapest gas is Petro-Canada, which is on Southeast Marine Drive and Fraser Street.
That's where you live, around there?
No, it's near my area.
But doesn't it say 13 hours?
That was 13 hours ago. It won't change. Now,
Take your address in somewhere to get that.
yeah, there you go to GasBuddy. It tells you what you need to type in. GasBuddy. No, type in GasBuddy.
And all these
Right
people
there,
have
the
their,
address
they
is
have
right
their
there.
own accounts. So much
The address is right
Okay.
there.
It's probably somewhere.
It's at the top, that's above
Okay.
the top of the thing. Oh, yeah.
So here, if you look at Esso, 123, Shell. So if I were to fill up the cheapest gas station near my house, it will cost me 123.9. Let's fill this in right now. Yep.
How does gas work? How can like one station only be like a few blocks away from the other one, but the gas is more?
And you know what? Competition. Because people, let's say you and your competition has the same price. The next one will lower down price by a few cents, just to, and your competition sees that, they lower down the price too. It's like a back and forth battle. Because they have to make money. Yep.
What are those little points beside your name?
Where?
It says the guy's name. It says thanks for the guy.
Oh, these are the people who send it in. Okay. Nope. So guys, I want you to fill this in right now. One.
Could I make an account and be like, this gas station is like
Yep.
122 and it's actually 140 and then I'll
123.9. Or really, I'm going to change this to 123.9. 120. We'll make it 124 to round it off. Okay. So this gas is 124 per liter. That's the cheapest gas. Now, Simran, move back, please. Way too much chit-chatting over there. Chop, chop. Move. Now, what a lot of people do is this. They do not fill up gases in Vancouver or Surrey. Where do they go? They go across the border. Because across the border, they have cheaper gas. Here is the current price across the border. Now, the problem with this is it's per gallon. So we're going to write this down right now. So the cheapest gas across the border, the closest to Surrey, is $3.65 per gallon. And this is probably maybe a 20-minute drive from here. So $3.65, let's write this down. $3.65 per gallon. Your question is this. If my gas, I need 55 liters of gas, how much would it cost me as of today versus how much would it cost me if I go to Seattle or and fill up the gas? Guys, that's where you figure out what to do.
Why would you go to Seattle?
No, that's where it is, the cheapest gas. Across the border. Find out how much, this is Canadian price. Let's write down Canadian. Okay. And we're going to write down US price. The problem with US is you got to be careful. They use something called gallons. I even give you a hint. 1 gallon is 3.79 liters. Your task is to figure out how much would it cost me to do Canadian, how much would it cost me to fill up in America. It's all here. This is a classic exam question where a lot of people take their cars. This is what they do. Your job is to calculate this. As of right now, the price is standing at 365. That was 8 hours ago. A more current one.
It's cheaper to do it in the States.
It is because you have the price. Find it. Find a Canadian 124 versus the cheapest one across the border. Good luck. 68.2 in Canada. And what about in 52? So this is one of those logic questions, like I said, formula-wise. No.
You're just trying to get us to find the cheapest deal.
I want to know: is it better to go across the border? Compare the two prices. So I go 124. 124 times 55. And just punch in my calculator. There's no tricks to it. 1.24 times 55. 68.2. In Canada, they would want $68.20 to fill up a full tank gas. In US, we just showed you that the cheapest price is $3.65 per gallon. The question is, how do you work with gallons now? What do you do with 55 liters? Divided by 3.65 to convert to gallons. Good. Guys, gals, do this right now. 3. Oh, sorry. Oh, wrong number. 3.79. So let's do this. Go 55 divided by 3.79. Yep. See, that's how much gallon my car can hold. 14.5 gallons. Times 3.65. And if I go to the States, it would cost me roughly $50, $52.97.
Can't you divide the price by 3.7?
52.97. Nope. So guys and gals, really, if I go to the States, I would save $15.23. Okay, now the question is it worth it to travel to all States and just fill up gas? Okay, because you would save, now the thing is, how much money would it cost you to go across the border, drive? Okay. Is it worth it for someone to live in Vancouver and drive all the way to Seattle or States? And you have to figure it out. Okay. But if you live in Surrey, that's what a lot of people do. They go across the border, fill it up, drive all the way back. Yeah. They do. They fill up their cans for 4 tanks of gas. And the problem is, if you get into an accident, let's pray not your tank is full. There's like extra tanks that you'll be you'll be in the news. No. Nope. So that's what a lot of people do. They drive across gas because really they don't really check you. But the thing is, they may have trouble proving that is it Canadian gas or American gas? You say, oh, by the way, I brought Canadian gas to America. I'm bringing it back. I didn't need it. Yeah. So guys, gals, that is your lesson for today. You have the rest of the time to finish this package up. I'm gonna ask you to omit some questions on the package. So for now,